Tishbe, a humble village, rests peacefully among the Gilead hills, bathed in golden sunlight. Elijah runs and laughs, his youthful joy echoing through the serene hills. He was a prophet of God, a great prophet. Elijah did great miracles in his days. Where the worship of Baal was the norm, Elijah was a fierce prophet who chose the way of the Lord, and God anointed him a prophet. Elijah listens intently, his eyes reflecting a deep and growing faith. He hears God and never bowed to the growing evil of his days. The early devotion of Elijah foreshadows his destiny, willing to give up everything for the service of the Lord. Within Ahab's grand palace, King Ahab sits motionless on his throne, his face an impenetrable mask as he listens to his advisors, who gave him wicked advice. Queen Jezebel leans in, her voice a seductive whisper. She is the dreaded, a wicked queen. Suddenly, a figure bursts into the throne room, uninvited and ablaze with righteous fury. Elijah made a declaration, his voice echoes through the hall. As the Lord God of Israel lives, there will be no rain except by my word. Ahab remains on his throne, his expression beginning to shift from indifference to fury. Who does this prophet think he is? Jezebel rises, her eyes flashing with anger as she prepares to confront the prophet. Elijah left the balance and found solace by the secluded brook. But God honored his word. There was no rain, according to the words of Elijah. Ravens appear, their wings beating against the harsh sunlight as they deliver food and water to Elijah. One raven swoops down, offering bread and meat. The cracked earth serves as a somber reminder of the intensifying drought. Bathed in relentless sunlight, Elijah accepts the raven's offerings, a symbol of divine provision. This drought came so hard on the land. In the parched village of Zarephath, a dusty wind whispers through the arid land, carrying tales of despair and survival. Amidst the desolation, a gaunt widow struggles to gather a few dry sticks, her hollow-eyed son watching her every move. Only one last meal is left. A weathered Elijah approaches, his voice a beacon of calm amidst the encroaching storm of starvation. Greetings, woman. I am weary. Could you spare some food and water? The widow responds, I have almost nothing, sir. Only a handful of flour and a little oil in a jug. This is our last meal, after which we will die of hunger. Elijah's words cut through the despair. Do not be afraid. The jar of flour will not be used up, nor the jug of oil run dry, until the day the Lord sends rain. The widow made the food for Elijah, and he did eat, and according to his words, they never lacked food, both her and her son throughout the famine. On the slopes of Mount Carmel, Elijah confronted the prophets of Baal and showed that the living God is Jehovah. 450 prophets of Baal stand defiantly against Elijah, the wind swirling around them. They wanted to prove that Baal is the true God. Elijah's voice cuts through the air, a challenge hurled at the prophets. If the Lord is God, follow him. But if Baal is God, follow him. The crowd hangs in breathless silence, the weight of the impending confrontation palpable. Under the merciless sun on Mount Carmel, the prophets of Baal writhe in a frenzy of devotion, their bodies slick with blood and desperation. But Baal never answered. Their desperate chants echo across the barren landscape, a futile plea to a silent God. They cut through their bodies and chanted their incantation. From a distance, Elijah watches with a sardonic smile, his gaze sharp with amusement and contempt. Elijah's voice cuts through the chaos, laced with mockery. Perhaps your God is deep in thought, or busy, or traveling. Under the fading light of Mount Carmel, Elijah begins the meticulous work of rebuilding the broken altar. Stone by stone, he honors each tribe of Israel, restoring what was lost. With the altar complete, the sacrifice is laid upon it, a solemn offering under the watchful sky. Elijah's commanding gesture signals the drenching of the altar, water cascading down in a torrent. The altar is saturated not once, but 3 times, each wave heightening the anticipation. Water fills the trench, reflecting the fiery sunset as the moment of truth draws near. His prayer, simple yet profound, ascends like a whispered command, charged with an almost palpable, raw power. Suddenly, the heavens crack open with a blinding flash, signaling a response to Elijah's fervent call. Divine fire descends, an unstoppable inferno of pure energy, consuming all in its path. A collective gasp rises from the crowd, their voices uniting in a chorus of awe and recognition. The Lord, He is God. As twilight descends, Elijah stands as an imposing figure against the fiery horizon, commanding attention with his powerful stance. With a resolute gesture, Elijah directs his attention towards the false prophets. With divine judgment, he commanded that the prophet of Baal be killed. Responding to the divine call, the crowd surges forward, seizing the false prophets in a moment of righteous fury. Heads bowed in defeat, The false prophets are led down the slopes of Mount Carmel, their faces reflecting a mix of fear. Elijah killed all the prophets of Baal. The procession descends into the Kishon Valley, marking the triumph of faith over falsehood. There was joy, but when Queen Jezebel heard what happened, she vowed to take off the head of Elijah. On the other hand, Elijah wanted to prove God's power, prayed for rain. From the vast expanse of the sky, a small cloud emerges. The rain is coming. Elijah, imbued with the Spirit, moves with supernatural speed. Being overpowered by the Spirit, he outran the chariots of Ahab. Ahab's chariot races forward, a symbol of earthly might dwarfed by the approaching storm and Elijah's divine swiftness. Ahab's voice reverberates through the grand hall as he recounts the events of Mount Carmel to Jezebel. Jezebel listens, her expression growing colder with each word. Elijah is a dead man. May God do this to me, and more. If the head of Elijah remain on his head, Jezebel's eyes narrow, a storm of vengeance brewing within. As Ahab continues his tale, Jezebel rises, her voice a chilling promise. So may the gods deal with me, if by this time tomorrow I do not make your life like one of them. The opulent hall seems to darken as Jezebel's chilling words hang in the air, sealing Ahab's fate. In the desolate wilderness, Elijah sprints with desperate fear etched across his face. Because he already heard that Jezebel sought to kill him, he collapses, seeking refuge under the sparse shade of a broom tree, utterly overwhelmed by exhaustion. Under the sparse shade, Elijah's voice cracks with despair as he cries out to the heavens. I have had enough, Lord. In a moment of resignation, he utters, Take my life. I am no better than my ancestors. He told God. He is the only prophet left. But God replied, I have 7,000 who have not bowed to Baal. In a blaze of celestial light, an angel descends from the heavens, a vision of ethereal grace before Elijah. The angel presents Elijah with life-sustaining gifts, freshly baked bread and a flask of water. He encourages him to eat more, as the journey is far. Nourished by grace, Elijah embarks on a 40-day odyssey, his path a testament to enduring faith. Mount Horeb looms, a majestic beacon of God's unwavering presence. Now it is time for Elijah to go. His mission fulfilled on earth. Instead, a gentle whisper graces Elijah's ears, resonating with divine truth. The whisper renews Elijah's spirit, infusing him with unwavering strength and purpose. Above the flowing Jordan River, the sky cracks open, and suddenly, a chariot of fire and horses of fire appear, and Elijah goes up to heaven in a whirlwind. The wind howls a mournful dirge, echoing Elisha's cry, my father, the chariot of Israel, and its horsemen thereof." The cloak fell a symbol of a double portion of Elijah's spirit. He immediately caught the cloak and covered himself with it, ready to do the work of the master. With newfound resolve, Elisha arose, Elijah's cloak now draped over his shoulders. He performed twice the miracle of his predecessor, Elijah. Follow us for more Bible narratives. God bless you.